just a little flaw in the system. I don't know. It's all look for it though. Yeah, I'll look for it. I see a few that are for some reason not muted, but that's okay. I'll just go in there and mute them. It happens.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I don't know how.
All right. We're at 250.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to beat that number. 251.
Oh, we're for sure going to beat it. No doubt.
It's an important call. Hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we start putting a telegram where everybody's from, then? Like
yeah, why don't everybody, just to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from in the telegram, and let's see where everybody's coming from tonight.
That's fine.
And some people already doing it. Central Arkansas. There's my brother from Central Arkansas.
Where they post that in Telegram? I don't see it in the chat.
Sir, Telegram.
Okay. You got to let everybody know they got to do it in Telegram.
Texas, England, Toronto, Dallas. Sorry about that. Utah, Chicago, Hawaii.
That was a football reference.
Vancouver. Yeah, Dallas is a great city. Just football reference, that's all.
Oh, yeah, we've already surpassed it. We're at 276.
All right.
There we go.
So,
London, UK, Tasmania.
guys, we're about to get rolling.
That's a new
Everybody, just introduce yourself on Telegram. Tell us where you're from.
Australia.
Got New Jersey, Australia, Florida,
Trinidad,
Barcelona. I haven't seen Barcelona yet, but I know I've seen Alvaro in here before, but I don't remember him saying he was from Barcelona.
York, Pennsylvania, go Eagles.
Saskatchewan, North Carolina, California, South Dakota.
We got a few from Australia.
Welcome, everybody.
It's the full 12-hour difference, I think, right? No, I am there.
I'm about to record it. 286.
Love it. Yeah, that's a
287. Welcome, everybody. We're getting started here real quick. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click record, Dave, and we'll go ahead and get going here. Hang in there, folks.
Recording in progress.
Okay, everybody, welcome again. As usual, this is Mark Ross. I've got my business partner and founder, David Track, with us tonight. Special call tonight. Everybody get ready. And Dave, brother, after all of the hours, days, and weeks of implementation, problem solving, long nights, early mornings, after everything we've been through in crypto, not just in Sosaa, but in crypto itself, here we are. And David, the guy who's just behind the scenes making it all happen, is here with us tonight. And he's got something to tell us. Go ahead, Dave. Oh, you're muted, Ben. Hold on a second. Okay, your audio's not coming through. I'm going to ask you to unmute in your other one. There you go. You got it?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very important Sosaa call. And I am pumped. I'm excited. Actually, we blown away our number. We're at 300. Mark was, I think that was one of the numbers you called. So we'll see if that thing Rio wants. We'll see where that goes. But I think we can kind of tell the excitement and why this call is happening. And so I'm glad that you guys took the time to come out to this call to find out the details as to where we are right now and the announcement that I'm excited to make. So we have partnered with a company called CoinSalt. That is the auditing company that is currently involved in our audit. And what we will do, just so everybody knows, a little drum roll, Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I want everybody to come into the Telegram chat, and we're going to have a party. It's going to be a launch party. We'll call it the launch countdown party. So live, I'm going to pair the Sosaa tokens, and we're going to post the contract address at that time that everybody can buy in. So we want to give everybody an equal, fair opportunity to all kind of ape in together on this. I think the core team included, we're all excited about the project, and we're all probably gonna put in our own monies as well. And nobody can front run anybody, right? We're all in it together. We're gonna push the bots out, just all of us. So this time around, the first time, we were a little small rinky-dink startup that most people did not know about. And we had, bots that kind of were front running Mark and I in the very beginning, and Keith and a few others who were coming in the very beginning. This time around, we're doing it the way I really wanted to do the first time, which is a launch party. So, most companies do not get a second chance to get it right, and this is getting it right. So, I'm just excited to make that announcement and to let you guys know that this is going to be an exciting time, guys. We're excited to see everybody show up. Hopefully, it's going to be a lot more than 314 people. I expect potentially thousands to be coming in when we do this. So once again, CoinSalt is the auditing company. We will also be partnering with some other auditing companies just to kind of do some backup on some of our future audits as we roll out the affiliate side, as we roll out the voting and nominations mechanism. So we're going to have multiple partnerships. So this is going to be as secure as it gets, and there'll be other partnerships that we'll be doing with our community as well. We won't get into right now, but it's part of the partnership that's ongoing with some of the auditing companies. So we're just excited to keep rolling out new product after new product. It's all just going to start hitting quickly. So we'll see you guys Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's not the moment that it's going to pair, but we're gonna start that time. We'll bring Kapil on as well. He'll be working with me as I do the pairing, as I load the liquidity pool, and it's all off to the races, guys. So yeah, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for. Mark, you might want to mute out there.
Yeah, I caught that one just now.
Okay. So weird how that happens. But anyway, that's my announcement. In fact, I'm going to be giving Kapil a call in just a moment. So we're kind of aligning a few things. And before I do that, I wanted to give people the opportunity to ask me any questions while I'm here. You can go into Telegram and ask a question, and be more than happy to address that. So, and by the way, when we officially go live and that contract is posted, we're going to be freezing the chat. So all you'll see is that token address. So during that moment, it's just, I don't know how long we want to do that for, because, it's an exciting time, but everyone's going to have an opportunity to talk. It's going to be an open mic, which will be fun unless it gets out of hand. But I think that could be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So anyhow, are there any questions popping up? I can't tell if you're.
Yeah, right now it says, will Sosaa 2.0 be on the Radium DEX? Yes, it will.
Yeah. So someone's asking who Kapil is. Buck is asking. So, but Buck must be newer to the company, but he is our dev. He's our we have two dev companies involved. Kapil is building the DApp, the voting mechanism, and the smart contract, and then Ash works on the community front-facing UI UX. So Kapil is our lead dev for that.
And it says, another question is the audit results going to be made public? The answer is yes, but it's not in the way that you think. It's just what we're going to do is we're going to let you know that when it's done. And that's the key.
But we'll post results. We'll have that on the website. We'll also have a badge that shows that we have been audited. So it'll be very transparent for everybody. Let's see.
Rob says the audit went well is the question.
Audit went well. Yes, sir. Audit is going well. Let's say.
Who is Kapil? Kapil is our.
I already answered that.
Oh, okay. If I want to invest 1K, should I do it in $500? Yeah, we've talked about that. And I'm going to go into, folks, when Dave leaves, I'm going to go into preparation. But yeah, $500 increments is the smartest way to start, but it's still not guaranteeing you that it's going to go through. Don't think that that makes it a guarantee, because there's going to be a tremendous amount of volume in the beginning. So that's one thing I want to prepare you guys for, is that even if you tried to do $10, it might not go through. You don't know. So $500 is kind of like the higher end of what you're thinking in terms of your first purchase when the whole contract goes live, because you don't want to cause too large of an impact on the liquidity pool. So that's what these DEXs do. They just make sure that you can't impact that liquidity pool too dramatically, that the price impact isn't too extreme. So
Right.
yeah, $500 is reasonable.
Just to be transparent here. So when we first launched, I did make a $1,000 payment investment in the very beginning, and it went through. So I'm just letting you know, but I don't want people to be disappointed when they go to try to do that and they get knocked out, and then they lost a chance. The price is going up. So I'm just letting you know that I was able to do a $1,000 purchase. But we know other people were trying to do larger purchases and they couldn't do it. Like a $10,000 one had to be split up into, I think, like three payments or so. So the audit is not done yet. It is. There are other testings that are going on, right? So it's more than it's an SPL token 2022, and there's a lot of customization involved. So but it will be done. Don't you worry about it. We already know that it will be done in time. What does pairing mean? So you need to pair the Sosaa token with Solana. So I'll be putting in Solana into it. We'll start with the $10,000 investment into the liquidity pool that will pair with the Sosaa 9.8 million tokens, and so that helps kind of establish where the price is, predicated also on how many tokens are being airdropped. And so everybody who had bought tokens before, exactly at I believe it was April 29th at, was it 3:35 p.m. Mark? Was that the time? I'm trying to remember the exact time. Whatever that exact moment of the compromise, we are making everybody whole again. So everybody will get their just tokens that they had purchased, including our core team. Everybody is going to be made whole again. So, yep, that is coming.
Hey, Dave, if you gotta run, I can handle these questions, brother. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Let me just take a quick look and see if there's anything that's here that you may not know.
Because I know there's going to be a lot more questions after I go into prep. I'm just going to try to prepare people for the day of launch, and I know we're going to get a lot of questions after that. But
yeah, so
I can open it up for that.
Right, 11% of the pie. Yeah. I'm curious. They're good questions though. I like these questions. You guys are good. Kicking out the bots. Will we be facing them? So that's kind of a question for me, Mark. Will we be facing them when it goes live? So that's part of what we're working on right now. We have about 4 different potential solutions, and we're testing. That's part of the reason for the extension of the audit, because there's a number of ways that we can mitigate that potentially, but it's not so cut and dry, because the 2022 extension only allows you to do certain things, and we have to test it in a testnet environment to make sure that we can block the token the way you might be able to in other smart contracts, because we have to build it with 2022, since there's taxes that are taken out. It's the only way you can do it. So that's what we're testing, and that is why the audit is still going on. And that's why I need to talk to Kapil, because we're going to make a decision on which ways we can potentially block any bots from trying to front run us. I think most of this questions here, Mark, I think you got.
Yeah, I can handle it, Ben. I got it.
Okay, you got it, buddy. All right, everybody. Thank you for your patience. And I'm excited to welcome you all to all the new people and all the ones who have been with us all this time. So give you a cheers. It's not a real beer; it's my drink. But we'll give an early celebration here. This is an exciting time. So this is what we've been working around the clock for. Is what's happening right now. So I'll congratulate you guys too for knowing to come here, however you got here. So we thank you for sticking with us, and we'll see you Thursday night on the call.
Awesome, brother.
Eastern Standard, guys.
Yep.
We'll see you. Take care,
Thanks
everybody.
for coming, Dave. Thanks for coming, man.
You got it, man. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
See ya.
See you.
All right, so to take over where Dave left off, this is what I want you to understand as far as about the launch. He said 9 p.m. Eastern time Thursday night. That doesn't mean that the contract's going to be like instantly there. You're not going to go in there and go, oh, look, it's 9 p.m. Boom, there's the contract. No, because he's going to be working with Kapil to make the preparation of filling the liquidity pool, pairing it, doing everything that needs to be done to make the contract ready. Okay. So we're going to show up at 9 ready. That's the key. We're going to be here ready to go. And that's just a really important thing I want you guys to understand. This is not going to be at 9 p.m. we show up and at 9:02 we've launched the contract. That's just not going to happen like that. We're all going to be sitting there with bated breath going, okay, where's the contract? So that's going to be what's going to happen then. And it could come out sometime over the next several minutes. I don't know. I'm not going to put a timeline on it. I'm just going to say, give it an hour, right? It's probably not going to take near that long, but just give it that time and just be there and be ready. That's the key. So that's kind of as far as what to expect in that regard. Now, also, just so you guys know, I want you to understand when you get into a launch like this is going to be the kind of launch where there is going to be a tremendous amount of volume in the beginning. Okay. And so I know you guys are going to do your best to try and get your transactions to go through. And it does make sense to start around, I think, somewhere between $500 and $1,000, right? The lower that you put in that initial purchase, the more likely it is that it's going to go through. But you should be able to get a $500 purchase through. That's what I expect. But that doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, because there are going to be some people that put it in and it's going to fail. That is going to happen. So the point is that when that happens, be persistent and just continue trying over and over and over until it goes through. That's all you can do at a fair launch, guys. When you have this much volume coming in, you've got to just be persistent. And I know there's a lot of people out there we've already heard from that are planning on making a very significant investment, And later on, as the liquidity pool grows, it's going to accept larger purchases. I mean, that's just the way it is. But in the beginning, it's going to be small. So I would expect that with a 30% slippage, $500, you got a really good chance of getting it through there. Okay. So just be thinking about that in terms of your preparation for this. Also, make sure, and I've said this on another call before, let me kind of go through. I kind of put together a list of things that I wanted to kind of go through with you guys for preparation. Hold on a second. I had that in front of me. Okay. But it's just normal. There's going to be a tremendous amount of competition. It's basically you and everybody else, right? We're all going to be competing, trying to see who can buy first and who can click that mouse the fastest. And it is what it is. But you guys got to remember, not only to be persistent, I know that everybody wants to get the cheapest price they possibly can. Of course, it's a fair launch. The beautiful thing about a fair launch is everybody is fair game. Everybody's going to come in and everybody's going to get a chance to buy at the lowest price possible. That's the goal, right? That's the beauty of a fair launch. But what comes with that, of course, is that you are competing. So you're going to have a lot of other people trying to get it, and some people are going to get in before you do, likely, right? It's pretty unlikely you're going to be the very first buyer. But just know that this is the first day, guys. I tried to give you guys kind of a comparison when I did this, and this does not mean any kind of a prediction. No guarantee of any result. I'm not going to guarantee anything that's going to happen. But I showed you guys the other night, And I can do this again for many of you who did not see this. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm going to do a quick screen share. I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap and do a quick share real quick. Hold on. I want you to just kind of notice right now, if you look at our particular Telegram, the Telegram is really representing who's going to be there when we launch this contract. We currently have about just under 1,600 members, if you can see that right there. Can you guys see that? Everybody see that okay? Brian, you see the screen? You there, Brian? I don't know if Brian's there, but anyway. If you can't see the screen, just let me know in Telegram. Okay, you guys can see it. All right. So you can see that 1,567 members and growing, right? Every day we've got new members coming in. But just to give you an idea how small that is, I like to show you guys Pepe. Pull up Pepe real quick. Let's see. They changed this around. There it is, memes. Okay, so we look at Pepe, the number 3 meme coin in the world. If you click on Pepe and take a look at it, they have 482,000 holders with a meme coin that has pretty much virtually no utility at all. There's really no purpose to Pepe. It's just a character. It's funny. It's got a cult following. It's currently sitting at a $4 billion market cap. It's been as high as over $9 billion at its peak with 482,000 holders. And our very first day, I don't know where we'll be, but we're currently at 1,567 holders, guys. I'm just telling you, man, in my opinion, this is not a prediction, but in my opinion, we are still very, very, very small. So I know you guys are extremely anxious to get your purchases in, and I don't blame you, but you're early. In my opinion, you are very, very, very early. This is, to me, as ground floor as it gets in crypto when it comes to a solid project. I mean, we've been in the making now for months and months on end. People are finding out about us. We're already beginning to go viral, but really everybody's kind of gotten to a place where they're waiting for the contract now. You know, that's pretty much the number one goal. When's this contract coming out? Well, this just hopefully gives you a perspective of how small we really are, because when you have what I consider is the greatest utility in crypto history in terms of reward projects, you know, giving people a reward for coming in and holding and participating in our elections through the utility, there's just, in my opinion, there's no comparison to what we're doing. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a perspective on that. So hopefully that makes sense. To talk about real quick, so the wallet, right? So you know, on launch day, you really need to have your wallet open. I talked about some of the settings that you want to go through, and I put a tutorial out there, guys, about how to buy the Sosaa token on launch day. That is a launch day tutorial. After the launch day, I'm going to delete that video because there's really not going to be any purpose for it. But the launch day is going to be extremely unique in terms of how you're going to prepare for buying Sosaa tokens, okay? So let me just pull up real quick. I'm going to kind of show you guys some settings. Just open up my wallet here. Okay, hold on. Just going to share here what you can kind of expect. Okay, so looking at my wallet. Now, what are you going to do? What you want to make sure that you're doing is that when you're ready, you know that you're going to be in front of the Telegram, waiting for that contract to drop. What is it going to look like? Well, we're going to freeze the chat because, as you know, it's going to be a pretty exciting time, and there's going to be a lot of people wanting to make comments and all the stuff in here, right? It's going to seem like chaos, right? We're just going to really calm the chaos by freezing the chat. So no one's going to be able to place any comments in here probably for the first 15, 20 minutes or so once we launch the contract. We're going to pin it, of course, so it'll be pinned, but it's also going to show up in a way that is just a message by itself, because we want it to be really easy, whether you're on mobile phone, wherever you're at. We want you to be able to just point, click, and paste. So you're going to find that contract is going to show up right here in the body of the general messages, okay? And everything's going to be frozen, and that's going to be sitting there while everybody's getting access to it and making their purchases. That's what you can kind of expect there. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in, And you can see I've got my wallet up. So if I click swap, I'm sitting there waiting. You see Solana's already loaded and ready. And you're going to put in whatever amount of Solana equals 500 bucks. If that's what you're going to do. I mean, maybe you're doing 20 bucks. Maybe you're doing 20,000. But right now we're recommending no more than maybe 500 bucks. So if I put in 20 bucks, it just shows you. And then what, or not 20 bucks, that's 20 Solana, my bad. Hold on. Let's just say 2.3 just to make sure that the Solana is not more than 500. So it says 473, right? You should have this already ready before we launch the contract. This should already be loaded and ready. It shouldn't be like, oh, let me go there and put in the money and let's do this, do that. You should also have your slippage set. Let me go back. I just clicked on this little mesh looking, I don't know what it is, a little icon at the upper right of the wallet. Click on that. It'll show your slippage. Mine is currently set at 15%. Okay, I would probably set it at 30. So I'm going to set it at 30, right? Click apply, and now you're ready to go, right? You've got your slippage set. You've got your Solana token loaded to make sure it's around 500 bucks. And now you're going to put the contract in right here. See that little drop down arrow? You're going to click that. You're going to paste. You're going to right click and paste the contract right there. That's basically it. Once you put it in there, let's just say I'm gonna load Pudgy Penguins because that's what's showing up here. You put it in there, you've got it ready, and then you're gonna come down there. Now mine says insufficient funds because it only has like $3 in there. So if I just click max, you're gonna click swap now. And that's it, guys. And it's either gonna get through or it's not. If it doesn't, you go back and you do the same thing. You can keep trying. So if you click swap now and it fails, you just stay there and you keep doing that until it goes through. That is the best advice I can give you. Be persistent. Don't get discouraged. And just know that no matter when, I truly, firmly believe that if you're the last person to buy on launch day, that I still believe you're in a fantastic situation. Are you as good off as, or as well off as the very first person? Of course not. Let's not pretend. Everybody wants to get in as soon as they possibly can. But I still think you're going to be in a fantastic spot. But that's just, again, my opinion. I can't make predictions. I don't know what's going to happen. But we're pretty excited about this utility and what we're going to do. There's just nobody else in the crypto space doing what we're doing. It's never been done before. Nobody has ever had an election process where nominated projects get forged through an election process where the community comes together with one single mission, and that is to find quality projects. Now, Brian will tell you it's to make money. Of course it is, right? But what is the purpose of that utility? The purpose of that utility is to find quality projects, to throw out the shiny objects, and to uplift the quality projects. And that's what this is designed to do. We believe that everybody in the Solana ecosystem, everybody that's out there looking for Solana projects, we believe they are all going to find out about Sosaa, because we believe that the shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished is an epidemic in crypto, and we believe that Sosaa is the only solution to that problem. We really believe that. And when you solve problems for people, that's when you have tremendous success. We can't think of a better problem in crypto to solve than the shiny object syndrome right now. Why? Because there's thousands, guys. Maybe even tens of thousands of projects that are propping up every single day, 99.99% of which are worthless. They are shiny objects and there's no value. And unfortunately, they're drowning out quality projects. So our goal, and this is why we believe the whole industry is going to love us, because we are uplifting those quality projects and throwing out the shiny objects. Just through the participation. And I'll tell you this, I have never seen a single project where the entire community is going to want to participate in that utility to drive this force, to drive out these shiny objects, guys. It's going to be incredible. And when this thing, I'll tell you what, on launch day, again, this is my opinion. I'm not making any predictions. I'm just telling you my opinion. No guarantees, not financial advice, but I'm telling you, I believe that when this token launches, it's going to become real. Everyone is going to see it and go, wow. And for the next few weeks, we're going to be building towards the vision of that utility, which is the first election process, which also means that as we're collecting transaction taxes, that DGen voter bonus wallet is going to grow and grow and grow before our first election. And you guys should be really excited about that, because we all know that the bigger the wallet gets, right, the more exciting it's going to be to the community. Everybody's going to be watching it. It's going to be very transparent, folks. Everyone's going to see it. And, you know, I know a lot of you people come from an affiliate background, and I know that because so far, Sosaa has grown virally through relationships. Guys, we have not even begun crypto marketing. We haven't started a global marketing campaign yet. We know that 0.5% of every single transaction is going into our marketing wallet, right? So that's going to grow and grow and grow. And imagine all the doors that are going to open up to Sosaa when it comes to marketing. And that is in your best interest, folks. That is in the best interest of the community to make this happen, to allow us to market for our community. That's the whole purpose, that 100% of that wallet is there specifically to help the community and to help the Sosaa token grow, which is in everybody's best interest, isn't it? Think about it. And it's pretty amazing to me. I've never seen another project, another crypto project, especially a reward project, where the reward doesn't just come from earning a native token, that it actually comes from being a part of an election process where you can win by voting for the right token. And you can be there even if you didn't vote for the right token, to see where that DGen voter bonus wallet has grown to and what the possibilities are. To me, it's an amazing thing. I want to bring out Brian just for a second, just to kind of give people a little bit of a perspective before we start taking questions, because Brian always does an excellent job of helping people anticipate what to expect, what we're about to see as we develop, as we grow, as this utility comes out. Because remember, and this is just like every single crypto project I've ever seen, folks, where they come out with the project, and oftentimes it takes months, if not years, to really develop their utility and bring it out to their community. We're going to have that utility in place, ready to use within weeks, okay, not years. It's going to come out very, very quickly. When that comes out, there's going to be some amazing things happen. And Brian, I want you to just kind of share your perspective a little bit, and then let's open it up for some questions.
Good stuff, man. Listen, couple of key things I want to point out. I think first of all, I want to mention, Mark, do you want to turn my video on or no?
Yes, I did. I just did that. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Awesome, brother. Okay. All right. So I just want to point out, I think, first of all, let me go back to the Telegram group, because I do want to say that. I want to say thank you to Mark Anthony. Let me just start there, because he put a comment in there. He like myself, he could probably start to sense all the angst that was starting to build up with people who were terrified that somehow they're going to miss out. And Mark Anthony said, listen, if you get in within the first day, you're still getting in way early. And I 100% agree with that. So, Mark, thank you for putting that in there. The other thing I want to just address out of the Telegram group, because there's going to be tons and tons of questions that are going to come in, and we'll spend all night answering those questions if we need to. But the only other big one I want to address is there are a lot of fake tokens out there. And I know we saw some of that stuff out there. Keith Lacey brought that to a lot of people's attention, that there are all these fake Sosaa tokens out there already. And someone had said, if I copy in this address, am I guaranteed if I copy this address that the token that I end up getting is going to be the real one and not the fake one? The answer is yes. That is the purpose of the contract address. Remember, we don't care about the name that people are putting out. It's only about the actual contract. That's why you want to be here at 9 p.m. On Thursday. And you're going to be able to get yourself set up to get that contract address at the same exact time everybody else is getting it. And then you can simply paste it in there, and now you're getting the right token. By the way, you should be excited about the fact, I know this sounds crazy, but you should be excited about the fact that there's a lot of fake tokens, because that tells you that the buzz is catching on. All the scammers don't worry about going and copying up token address, token names of tokens that they don't believe are going to go anywhere. They're trying to basically steal the traffic, basically leech off some of the excitement and buzz that we've created. So be excited about it, but make sure that people are here so they can get it. Finally, somebody else said, can you give us the exact time that you're going to launch the token? And I want you guys to understand what we're doing here. A lot of people would actually go and just set up the liquidity pool, and then they would actually have this. And at some point in time, 10 minutes in, they would say, okay, guys, here's the address. But if they did that, what they'd be doing is for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, regardless of whatever you're trying to do to keep out bots, it may not be 100% effective. So you're giving the bots a chance to really front run people for a long time. So we are literally in a scenario where Dave, we're going to start this party. We're going to get excited about it. We're celebratory. Want to get the community gathered about it. But we're going to be in a scenario where Dave is literally going to, at that point, right, he's going to pair up the liquidity. And the moment he does, it's like, go, guys, we're going to post it. So the moment it's paired, we're posting the address. We're trying to make sure that there is as minimum a chance of front running as possible. So the community is getting the tokens at the best possible price. And I know somebody said to me, hey, what's going to be the opening price? I just want to tell you, whatever it is, you're not going to get it, right? So whatever the price is, right? If you look at the liquidity, you look at the token availability, it's probably going to start off somewhere at a fraction of a penny, but I promise you in about 10 seconds, that'll be gone, right? And it's just because the price is just going to move with all the buy pressure. So don't worry about that opening price. Just get it at the price you get it at the first day. Whatever the price is, you are, again, way, way early. Guys, we are excited because, again, we have to be careful about what we say because there's all sorts of laws against enticement and everything like that. But let me just say this. And sometimes I try to say something without saying it, but we are privy to all the conversations. Let me just say that. We have people who are calling us, telling us what they're going to do, what they're coming up to the platform for. We have people telling us about who they have lined up. Some of these people aren't even, they won't even be coming in on the first day. Some of these people are coming in on the second day or third day because they want the price to stabilize a little bit more because of the amount of volume that they want to put in. So we're privy to all these conversations. So our level of excitement goes beyond, I would say, probably the excitement level of just about anybody else in the community, because for every conversation that you guys might be having with someone on your team or yourself or within your household is saying, I'm putting in this or I'm putting in that or we're putting in, and you're getting excited, we're hearing all of that stuff, right? So we're getting a much fuller picture of what's going to happen. That's why we're trying to tell people, don't worry about it. Don't panic. First day, second day, guys, you're still way, way early into the process because we have a really good sense of what's going to happen. Again, not able to make guarantees. I want to keep saying that over and over again. I don't want anybody coming back and say, you guys guaranteed. We're not allowed to do that because we don't have a crystal ball. But we are able to look at the factors that drive stuff, and we can see how those factors are lining up here. The other thing I want to say to you guys, so we got today, tomorrow, a lot of people I know already have gone out. And now they got this information. That was all they needed to do. Now they're already lining up the jets. You guys have your own individual communities. You're getting with them. You're making sure people are set up. They got all their wallets, making sure people are getting a Solana and getting themselves in position and letting them know you got to be there. You got to be there. You got to be there. 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Guys, that's when the party starts. Got it. But that said, what I want to talk about is going into that, what's going to be exciting, but then what's going to happen after that, because immediately after that, like once we actually launch the token and we've got that first day or two of everybody just going in and buying and calling up all the people that they talked to before they've had kind of, on the hook and said, hey, now's the time to come in and get in and blah, 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 blah. And people are going to be watching the chart and looking, is there a little bit of a dip where I can go in and grab some more tokens? I know all of that stuff is going to go on. I get it. But after that, guys, we're going to immediately switch to this next phase of, building up momentum into that first vote, right? So it's going to be about what are we going to do? When are we going to add that utility? Maybe a few weeks down the road and build up as much of a wallet size as we can to make that first vote massive. That's really what we're looking to do, because this is about creating stories that we can push out into the marketplace. So as we roll out that next phase with the utility, as well as with the full-blown affiliate program, and we allow you guys to start really profiting from that as well, but also driving more buy pressure. We are fired up and excited about that. It's going to be a huge, huge run. And for us, this is going to just be another way of setting this up to potentially go parabolic. So I want you guys to just understand that and understand where some of the big potential wins, I'll say, I gotta use the right language here legally, potential wins and windfalls are going to come from. And in the midst of all of this, we are expecting, because we're already seeing it, this conversation to become more and more and more viral. Guys, after that, we've got some other things we're going to put together for you from a presentation material standpoint. I know we've done some things in the past with regards to just sharing the compensation side of the affiliate program, but I'm going to be working closely together with Dave. We're going to put together a complete Sosaa presentation for you from an affiliate standpoint. We'll create the videos for you, et cetera, so you guys can start sharing that in your communities as well. But all of that is going to be designed to do one thing and one thing only, which is to effectively get the word out. Some of you guys, because of what you do with YouTube and your channels, you'll be able to have this on replay 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just driving more and more and more traffic. But we're setting ourselves up so that a couple things can happen. One is a consistent over time, never stopping, driving as much buy pressure into the Sosaa token as we can, but also setting ourselves up so that this community within Sosaa gets larger and larger. When I say the community, I'm talking about the amount of people that are holding at least $50 worth of Sosaa, so that community of people that are actually coming on board, we have the chance ourselves to be potential market makers every couple of weeks when we're doing this, when we're doing the DGen voter process. That is where the true level of excitement is going to come. We are fired up about that. Anyone who is brand new here, potentially doesn't understand what I'm talking about, guys, please go watch one of the overviews that myself and Mark have done before. It's on our YouTube channel. It's been recorded where we talk about this whole process and why it works and why there's all this buzz. But I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a life-changing week for a lot of people. I promise you, in my opinion, and again, I know I have to say in my opinion, and potentially we got to use these types of words for legal purposes. But again, anybody who's a part of this party with us on Thursday, I don't care how much you buy of the token. I know a lot of people I'm going to buy as much as I can get, whatever makes the most sense for you and for your family. Whether you realize it or not, it's going to be potentially a life-defining moment, because of what we honestly believe is not going to happen. I'm not talking about by the end of Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I'm just talking about over the next weeks and months and years to come. This is going to be a moment you're going to look back on. And I'll just say this because I got to be true to myself. Not only is it going to be an amazing, amazing day for Sosaa, also it's going to be an amazing day for the Philadelphia Eagles as they crush the Dallas Cowboys. Going to turn it back over to you. Okay,
all right, you just had to plug them Eagles, didn't you?
I had.
That's funny. All right, so the thing is, what I want to do real quick to give another perspective is I'm going to share the screen again, and let's just kind of go back to it, because we talk about the first day, which is launch day. And of course, everybody that's thinking short term is thinking, man, I got to get the cheapest price I can possibly get. And everybody should be thinking that way. You should be trying to get the cheapest price you could possibly get. That's just common sense. We can't deny that. Well, let's just give it another little perspective. Okay. If you look at Pepe, you see their price is currently 0.0. Now that 5 is not, that doesn't mean it's 5 cents. That means it's 5 more zeros. So you got 0.0, and then you got 5 more zeros, 965. Okay. How's that figured out? That's because their token supply is 420 trillion tokens. Crazy number, right? And I don't know why I don't know how they come up with this stuff, but that's just what they did. Okay, now you got to remember, we have a token supply of 88,888,888, right? It's all part of our meme concept where we're just kind of being funny. It's a meme coin, right? So you think of it that. Now, we all know that Sosaa is not just a meme coin, but it started out that way. That's how we began, a meme coin. But then we decided to solve the problem, and we came up with what we think is an ingenious idea. We don't consider ourselves genius, but every normal person eventually has a genius idea once in a while. We came up with that. So you've got 88 million and change in tokens in Sosaa. All right. So you see a market cap right now of 4 billion. Now I want you guys I want you all to go into the general Telegram right now and tell me if you believe that Sosaa, with its utility, with its not just as a meme coin, but if you were to compare us to other meme coin projects, do you believe that we have the not financial advice, not predictions, but do we have the potential to be a top 3 meme coin project in your opinion? Yes or no? Okay, so you guys all kind of are agreeing with me, Brian, Dave, the team. We're all in agreement, right? Okay. We think that's possible, and keep them coming because I love seeing them. So here's the reality. If you believe that, then you know on day one, there's only so far it can go, right? We only have 1,500 some people in here. So there's only so many transactions that are going to happen. There's only so many holders we're going to have on day one. We're not going to have 482,000 holders, right? That ain't going to happen on day one. It's just not going to, it's not even close, not even remotely close. We're not even going to have 1% of that. Think about it. And yet we have 88,888,888 tokens. What does that mean? If we were to just equal where Pepe is now, remember, Pepe's all-time high was 9 billion. But let's say, and you guys know this, I'm going to throw this out there just to give you perspective. You know, if you understand our light paper and you understand our tokenomics, that we're only releasing about 50%, just less than 50% of our supply. So we're not going to have all 88,888,000 tokens out there in supply. We're not going to have that. That's not going to happen. And I have to reiterate before I show you these numbers. This is not some kind of a projection or enticement of what's going to happen. I'm just telling you, if this happens, then that will happen. Okay? Let's just assume that all 88,888,000 tokens that the full supply is going to all be out in circulation. Okay, let's just say that that's what's going on. And we hit a $4 billion market cap, which I think is very, very possible. I think this is a multi-billion-dollar project in the making. Then I would take that market cap, which would define our price, divided by our full supply. Where would we be? That would give us a $45 Sosaa. Now, you know, you heard Brian say this. We're going to, when we first launch our liquidity pool, it's going to be less than a penny. Less than a penny. Okay? If you get 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, $2, $3, $5. I just want you to think about it. Again, I'm not going to make any projections. These are just what's realistic. What could happen? What could happen? What are the possibilities? I want you to think about that. I don't want you to be there at launch day going, oh, man, I'm buying at 25 cents. Dadgum, I'm missing the boat. Mm-hmm. If you think you're missing the boat at 25 cents, you shouldn't even be here. Mm-hmm. Because that's not why we're here. We're not here to launch one day and be gone the next. We plan to be here for years from now. And I actually will theorize, because this is just theory. I can't tell you guys what's going to happen until it happens. But I will tell you this. I believe that Sosaa has the kind of utility, because of its reward, to actually transcend the market. And what I mean by that is we have a different kind of demand than other projects. Okay, we have a demand that doesn't stop. It doesn't necessarily depend on how well the market's doing. Okay, Pepe, its peak was $9 billion in terms of its market cap, over $9 billion. And it was doing that when Bitcoin was humming. Bitcoin was bringing it on, man. It was a bull market. And Bitcoin has hit an all-time high, but it hasn't caught up to the altcoins yet. And there's a lot of economists that will theorize on why. I'm not going to get into that. But the bottom line is, when altcoins are booming, they're hitting their all-time highs. I believe Pepe will go past 9 billion. When the altcoins come back, and it's like they call it altcoin season, I think things are going to be booming again for Pepe. I think it'll go way past that. I think Dogecoin, if you look at Doge, and honestly, I don't even really want to compare us to Doge, because that's like number one. I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, we're gonna get Doge. Do I think it's possible? Anything's possible, guys. This is crypto. I think when you have this utility, honestly, let me ask you a question, okay? In every other project you've ever been a part of, especially meme coins, but every crypto project, when you get into it, you think of a goal that you have in mind. I don't care where you buy it, whether you buy it for whatever price, your goal is to make money. And normally when you get into that project, your goal is to make a profit, sell your tokens, and move on to the next project. Because we all suffer from shiny object syndrome. Okay? That's the reality. That's crypto today, folks. Like it or not. That's crypto. But at Sosaa, every 2 weeks is a new opportunity. So why would you do really well in Sosaa and decide, you know what? I'm done with Sosaa. I'm looking for another project. Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense to me. And I've never seen a crypto project that can even ask that question. Why would you go to another project when you're already here finding new projects every 2 weeks and eventually every week when we have that kind of volume coming in? Why would you stop? Right? I don't care when you get it. I don't care if you buy Sosaa at $45. Why would you stop when all you need is $50? Right? All you need is $50 to participate in the voting process. All you need currently, when we launch this utility, is $500 to nominate a token project, and you have the opportunity to win every 2 weeks. And even if you don't win the vote, maybe you don't win the nomination, maybe you don't vote for the winning token, but you have a new project you can evaluate and decide if you want to add it to your portfolio. And folks, that's never happened in crypto history, what I'm talking about. And why would we as a community in Sosaa, fully doxed, coming out to you guys Monday through Thursday, every night, 9 p.m., and there's going to be some other leaders that step up. It ain't always going to be me and Brian, but it is now. But why would we stop? If you think about it, you have a community now that's led by people who are right here, right out in the open, answering questions, leading this community. Why would you leave a community like that that's growing in that way and is that rewarding, that gives you the potential to find those kind of rewards every 2 weeks? And why would we go, oh, Bitcoin's down, I think I'm leaving Sosaa? Why would we do that? That's my question. Now, maybe I'll be proven wrong. I could be wrong about that. But in my opinion, I think we're going to transcend it. I don't think we're going to be dependent on how successful Bitcoin's doing, like
Mark,
every other project in crypto.
Mark, can I say
I don't think so.
Can I speak on that real quick, Mark?
Yeah, go for it.
Because think about it for a second. I mean, just the people. Sometimes people have to ask themselves their own question, right? If Bitcoin is up and the market is up, and we have a $3 million degen voter wallet, and you know an hour beforehand that we're going to make a $3 million purchase of a token, how do you think that? And guys, you don't have to answer this question to me, right? Because you can't hear you anyway. I want you to answer it to yourself. You can write it down on a piece of paper. You can think about it. How do you think that's going to impact the price of that token? Right? Think about that. Right now, let's think about a different scenario. Let's say the market is flat. Let's say there's no growth. It's just flat. But we have a $3 million degen voter wallet, and you know an hour in advance that we're going to make a $3 million purchase into a token. Even in a flat market, how do you think it's going to impact the price of that token? Okay. Now, let's say the market is down. Right? Let's say the market is actually not doing well, and we have a $3 million degen voter wallet, and we're going to make a $3 million purchase into a token, and you know an hour in advance. How do you think it's going to impact the price of that token? If you guys are really thinking about this logically, all three of your answers are exactly the same. All three of them are exactly the same, which means it doesn't matter what's happening with the market. If we have a big enough community, and that community, because of that community, we're pushing into a big enough price purchase of a token, and you know about it an hour in advance, you are in some privileged categories. You're in some privileged space, man. And here's the reality about that: is if the market is down, if people are struggling, if people can't find a life raft anywhere, then Sosaa is going to actually get bigger. You guys realize that? If people see in a bull market, everybody is a genius. I don't know if you guys know that, right? In a bull market, everybody's a genius. They're like, man, I'm the best coin picker in the universe. It doesn't matter what I pick, I win. I'm a genius, right? Because everything's going up. So of course you're always right. But in a bear market, when stuff is going down, that's when you find out who really knows what they're doing and who doesn't, right? That's when it's all discovered. And in a bear market, when the market is going down, and all of a sudden all these geniuses, these bull market geniuses are like, man, this is hard, man. Everybody's losing, right? But then they know that there's a Sosaa where every 2 weeks we're saying this is the best project that's out there. And, you know, the community is actually agreeing on that. And then there's a big purchase being made into that particular token. And our entire community of people, everybody who has $50 of Sosaa or more gets that information. And they're all basically saying, okay, I'm going to get in front of that information. Guys, Sosaa gets even bigger because now people realize they can't do it without us. They can't get the result without this community, and they all want to be a part of this community. So this is only going to flourish. This is why we're excited, because we realize this is when Mark says, I think it's going to decouple. It's going to decouple because it doesn't matter what's going on anywhere else. It really doesn't matter. Guys, if you're a part of this community, you're going to be in the best, you're going to be on the best vehicle out there on the road. That's our honest, true, passionate belief. The very best vehicle out there on the entire roadway, regardless of what else is happening all around us in the crypto space. That's our real, true belief. And if you think about it, you know that that's real. You know that that's real. All right, man, that's it. I'm done. Go ahead.
Awesome, Brian. Always love your energy, brother. You always bring another perspective. It's great. Is Keith Lacey out there? I can't find Keith because where is Keith? We haven't heard from Keith in a while.
Group, it's got to be.
I know he's in Telegram, and I know he's on the call. I'm looking at his picture, but he's not. I asked him to unmute. There you are, Keith. What's up, brother?
Hey, buddy. What's up?
Listen, man, here's what I want you to tell you. I want to tell you about Keith, because Keith's been really quiet. You've heard of the strong silent type. That's kind of Keith, because not only is he strong, when you think of the strong silent type, you're thinking of, I mean, here is a guy who physically, yes, he played football for Alabama, played for Bear Bryant. Pretty decorated guy, man. It's just, he's got some awesome stories to tell you. He's a good friend of mine. We've been really good friends. We've become very close friends over the last three and a half years, and we talk all the time now. But I'll tell you something about Keith. Keith is also the strong silent type when it comes to marketing, because here he is in the background, right? He's our master distributor, but he's there for a reason, not just because he was first, because he's been with us from day one. He's been through the beta version. He's been through the challenges. He's got an awesome success story that he can share anytime you want to ask him. But he is also the most influential affiliate marketer in our group. A lot of relationships. This guy's the kind of guy where there's no hype. There's no silly talk. Like, this guy just tells it like it is. But what he has is he has this ability to build relationships. You can learn a lot from Keith. And if he talks to you in the Telegram, because you guys see him in the Telegram all the time, when he says something, listen to him, because he's been there. This guy's been there, done that a lot of times in lots of different businesses in terms of success, influence. But he is by far our most influential member. And I just wanted to recognize him and give you a big thanks, Keith, because you are the number one reason we have this influence right now. And I just wanted to give you a big thank you, brother.
Yes, sir, my friend. I appreciate that. Roll Tide.
Love it. And there he is, man, a few words, but hey, that is Keith Lacey. So, brother, anytime you want to share anything, you just let me know. But I just want to bring you out, and I just wanted to recognize you because we haven't talked about you in a while. You're in the background. You're one of the most helpful members in our Telegram. And this is the kind of guy, you got to realize, folks, that Keith, as successful as he is, as many relationships he's built, you can see why he's built them, because he will answer questions in the Telegram from any, it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter if they're a leader. It doesn't matter if they're a beginner. He treats everybody the same. He gives them the respect they deserve. And I just wanted to give you props, Keith, because like I said, man, you are a very, very big reason. You're not the only reason, but you're the biggest reason, I think, that we have the influence that we have. You're a huge reason why the launch day is going to be as big as it is, brother.
Yep. Well, I'm just thankful, brother, to be a part. It's all a God thing. If you ask me, I think about the 8 billion plus people around the world right now, and there's 1,500 of us in the Telegram group, maybe 2,000 on launch day.
Yeah,
that's some pretty small numbers compared to 8 billion. So,
you know,
it's just, who said that we were going to hear about Sosaa? How did it happen? How did you guys come up with the thoughts? I like that. I love it. I've always loved everything you guys have been doing with you and Dave, and then, with Brian, Andrew, everybody, your whole core team. I love it. Like you said, fully doxed. You couldn't be more fully doxed. And that's what people look for. I look for the background of people. I look for their personality, who they are, what kind of person they are. You can't just jump into an opportunity with anybody out there. And that's what so many people do on a regular basis because they're all calling me all the time, and I tell them that it's not going to last. They get mad at me, and 3 months later, they're back again with trying to do something new. But Sosaa, something different, brother, and just grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah, and we are so grateful to have you. And I didn't want you to go. I didn't want to go another night without recognizing you before this launch. You deserve all that recognition. And so I just want everybody to appreciate Keith, what he does, how he's always in the Telegram. We do not have a more loyal member in this community and a more influential member in this community. So thanks for all you do, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, you got it. All right, let me turn to questions. We're looking here. You know what? I can't scroll up and read all the questions, guys. So if you still got a question that hasn't been answered, I want you to ask it right now. I'm looking at the Telegram. We are running an hour into this call, but I'm going to try to answer a few questions before we end it. This is recorded, so I don't want this recording to be too long. But let me just kind of see if I can. And matter of fact, you think, hey, Brian, you think I should turn off the recording and just answer questions right now? Would that be good?
Yeah.
Or keep it going? Go ahead and turn it off. Okay.
Recording stopped.
All right. So let's go ahead and just answer any questions that we have. Let me look and see what we've got. All right. In promoting Sosaa as an affiliate, can I use the name Sosaa in an ad or in a blog post or the like? No. Please do not use the Sosaa name.